If he doesn't clearly, unequivocally tell you, call your name and say, I like you, and not just that, he goes a step further to prove it consistently, then he doesn't like it. Listen, guys are straightforward and guys are go-getters. If he likes you, chances are he's going to pursue you. It's only in rare cases there are some people who are just shy. But sometimes even what you define as shyness is a guy who has not really made up his mind. All right. So please bear that in mind. All right. In fact, if that's the only thing that you get from this, you've gotten a lot already. But now it becomes a lot more precarious when a guy tells you he likes you, but you want to know for sure that he does, because not everybody who says I like you actually does. I'm sure some of you know that from experience. Okay, yeah, he has said he likes me. He's coming around. He's showing interest. How then can I know that he's for real? If you're talking about attraction for guys, every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Bingo, the choice of names were very intentional, will be attracted to you. That's a fact, so it has to be deeper than attraction. Listen, for ladies, all right, attraction, especially sexual attraction, has more often than not has a lot to do with their love. That's how they show love. But a guy can get there, do that, and there's nothing. It was just about the sex. So you have to understand this. Number one, his compliments aren't always physical. I know you like it when maybe a guy says, the shape of your nose, it seems like it was, carved in the best ivory, making company, and all of that. You like, your neck reminds me of the Eiffel Tower. You like all those kind of scoop. But I want to say this. Whilst that might be okay, here and there, if that's all that he notices about you, it just might well be a red flag. I learned this from, I think his name is Stefan or something. A great guy, great content, okay? All right. So now, there has to be more to that, okay? So what else has he noticed about you? Let me tell you something. It will be a great sign that you are, in the right hands, let me put it that way. When he says, I like the way you think. I like the way I like how committed you are to your career. I like the way you make decisions. So when he notices something else about you, that says a lot. Because let me tell you this. When it is centered around sex, oh my God, you will be very deluded. Because let me say this. A guy will pretend, go to church, do anything to get your back on his bed, and he will imitate all the symptoms of a genuine love situation, but just to get your back on his bed. So listen to me, please, about the surest way to test the sincerity of the motives is to take sex out of the picture. Take it out the way and see what's left. If everything crumbles, so let me say this. This is one perfect way to just sieve the wolves from the sheep, In fact, the first step I gave you, is very powerful. And this one, you can as well just close your window now, because that's it. Because most times, guys who are not serious, the moment you just shut the door of the conversation regarding sex and they see they are not making a headway, they begin to post you. They're no longer interested in dates. They were enthusiastic about seeing you, but now, they're giving excuses, because the moment you say you're not interested in sex, now they don't want to see you, because it was really about the sex. And they begin to avoid you. And they even get irritable, or just whimsically bring out flimsy, occasions for quarreling. All right? So bear that in mind. This is very, very important. This is one important key. See, let me say something to you. A guy will cross 7 oceans, climb 1,000 mountains to get your back on his bed. Some of you know what I'm saying. Don't play games. As long as sex is even in the conversation, as long as some overly flirtatious conversations are even permitted, it's very difficult to test the sincerity of the motives. Absolutely. The difficulty, it can't be overemphasized. All right. So bear this in mind. Okay? Let me say this. I want to read a story to you. Some of you know the story, a very touching story in 2 Samuel chapter 13 verse 4. So this guy Ammon was in love with a lady named Tamar. He said he was in love. In fact, the Bible says he was in love. 2 Samuel 13 from verse 4. He says, from verse 1, it says he loved her. All right? Not just did he love her, he loved her so much, he fell sick. These are the things when you're watching Hollywood movies, you say, forget it. He's in love with you. See the way he has lost weight. Pity him now. Say yes. Hey, sister. And here's the thing. Some of us ladies, unfortunately, we come from dysfunctional homes. We're not used to hearing "I love you." And so when someone comes, not just holding red flags, wearing red flag, we still just walk in this self-delusion that maybe there is some iota of truth in it. I'm begging you. It doesn't really matter how sincere he sounds, how sincere he looks. There are some things that, jeopardize the whole thing. And in fact, let me tell you this. Some guys even truly believe they're in love. They truly believe. And you save them from that self-delusion by, number one, removing sex. Just remove sex first. Put it aside. See if you can keep a conversation. Just tell him, you know what? I appreciate all your compliments. I like your eyes. When I look into your eyes, it looks like I'm falling into a well that has no bottom. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shakespeare. Can we have any other conversation? When it's not about sex and the lyrics has ended, run. I don't know how to. I don't know. I'm out of superlatives to emphasize this. Listen, I've heard too many stories. This happens all the time. You see, it is after an ejaculation that a man really knows. Please, this is for adults, all right? So I don't know. So I want to. These things have to be said. That a man's sincere motives are revealed. A man is most aware of his motives after an ejaculation. That's where your eye will clear, and all of that. And even psychologists say some things like when the man immediately wants to stand up and walk off, it just tells you, if he is more inclined to spending more time. Now, some guys just need to learn this also. This is for married people, but if he never once. Anyway, no need to say this. If you're already married, you have entered. So just get counseling anyways. But the reality is, when this guy who thought he was in love just moments before, he was so much in love he fell sick. When he had his way, not only was he no longer in love, he hated her.